Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. If it double played tonight, I'm having technical issues again with the Wi-Fi because somebody keeps getting on my Wi-Fi over there. Don't flip me off like that. I'll come at you like a spider monkey. Like a spider monkey, yeah. So, everybody, welcome to the Sunday night show. We got two people in the audience right now. Hello to you. Thanks for joining in tonight. We're going to be talking with Al with Vampires New Jersey. We're gonna be talking all kinds of cool stories. How he used to be a musician, how he was into movie making, and how it ultimately led to him making comic books because the script was just that good. So anyway, we're gonna run through the list of sponsors real quick. We're gonna name them off, and we're gonna get to the show. So we've got Tiffany's Personalization with Heart. Please check out Tiffany's Personalization with Heart, where you can get custom T-shirts, custom keychains, bookmarks, all kinds of cool stuff that she can create. We can do picture quality prints. We can do vinyl, anything pretty much that you're wanting. Just hit her up, and she can get that made for you. We got Bad Kerry Studios with Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann. Please check out their art at stephwilsonart.com and see all the great OA they have, some of the original art. And Wendy Steen Shaner has a special cover for Naughty Fairies Stripper Assassins #5 that is available on there. I don't know how many copies are left, so you might want to go check it out. Again, all links to this are in the description above. We got Naughty Fairies with Miss Wendy Steen Shaner. Check out her Etsy store. Get caught up on all the fairiness and get ready for Luna Tales dropping this spring with a story by me, art by April Grady Reyna, and several other stories. We got CB Zane in there and a whole bunch of other people. This is going to be a great story that will be great for children on how Luna gains her powers and all good stuff. Why she's missing toes, all kinds of crazy stuff. We got Codex Entertainment LLC with Luis Torres. Please check out Lily Demoness, Ace and Starlet, Whispers in Necropolis, VRXOXO, which is got #2 live right now. If you missed out on VRXOXO1, you need to go check out VRXOXO2 and get caught up with #1. And last but not least, Nebula Pearl. All these great books can be found by contacting Codex Entertainment LLC. We also have Outpost 426 Studios with CB Zane and Michael Shoemaker. Please check out Into the Suck, Scorpiana, and there's going to be a great new Into the Suck series that's going to be coming out. And you guys need to check that out. Get caught up on the last series, as well as Black Rabbit, which just did 50 something thousand, blew up the Kickstarters, 1,031 backers. This book's going to be great. Super excited about it. Can't wait to get it. We also got 183 Degree Studios with Alfred Trujillo, Doobie Doobie Doo, MSAZ Power Girl, Kara Nicole. Check out all of her great cosplay covers and prints at 183degreestudio.com. And you can check out the Patreons and get all the behind the scenes stuff, get special freebies every month, and so much more. So please go check that out. We've also got Hazzum Productions with Rodney Fike. Check out Pitter Patter, Peanut Pudding and Jelly, and Roadkill Rampage. Roadkill Rampage 2 will be shipping soon. I'm so excited to get my copy of that and do a review on it. It's going to be great, folks. So please check it out at hazzum.com. That's HAZZUM.com. We've also got this Labor of Love. Please check out her website. You can get some great paint at DorisJonesLaborsLove.com. And last but not least, we've got Russ Explodes charity auctions for C4K. This is great. Important. My son's had open heart surgeries. Russ Studios charities for charity auctions for C4K helps raise money for kids in hospitals and cancer centers nationwide. They ship comic books, coloring books, pens, dispensers, pop figures, and stuff to hospitals and cancer centers across the nation. They need your help, raise money to help pay for the shipping because we all know shipping is expensive. And so I do that by doing these great auctions for stuff like this here. We've got these paint, if I can get it, we got paintings from Miss Wendy Steen Shaner that are up for auction. We've got books, comics, art, all kinds of great stuff. Please go to my personal page or Explode Studio Charity Auctions for see what's left over, make bids. Still trying to make it to $1,000 for the month. And before we close out on, I guess Tuesday's the first, and we still get this beautiful fly sheds out piece of LED with the CO in the back, and it's actually a frame and glass. You can get that for the low price of $125 shipped. Every penny goes to help these kids, so please bid on it. Without further ado, we're gonna put our guest tonight. Sorry about that, Al. You feel like you're on an infomercial here. What's going on?
Hey man, good to be here. What's Vampires in New Jersey #8. Kickstarter's going right now, so that's the latest. How you doing, Russ?
I'm blocking out. All right, I'll do your elevator pitch. I'm gonna reset the modem. I'll be back. You do your thing. I know you got some good stuff in you. You take care of the show
All
for me.
right.
I'll be right back. I'm
Yeah, I'll carry it.
firing up.
All right. Hello, everybody out there in internet land. I'm Al Simpson. I do a comic called Vampires in New Jersey. Vampires versus the mob, so it's like True Blood versus Sopranos. Love talking to Russ. He's always doing something interesting. I have a Kickstarter right now for Vampires in New Jersey 8 with actually almost everybody that he mentioned in the pre-show information. Wendy Shaner, CB Zane, Karen Nicole, lots of great art. You can go in there and check it out. Actually come on the show so I can talk to Russ and find out what he's up to, because he's usually up to some really interesting, cool stuff. But with me, this is part of my shared universe, horrorverse for the most part. Vampires in New Jersey, Werewolves of Brooklyn, Witches of Westchester, Bunny Goes to Space, which is not actually horror, and Blackjack, which is a superhero, grounded superhero comics. So those 5 titles are all interconnected, and they have team ups and all kinds of cool stuff, which we all love in comics. I don't know. That's it. Russ, I'm out of gas. You got anything? Yeah, usually when I do a show, I get to talk to somebody, but his modem is having trouble. But I'm sure he'll be back because this is the Russ Explode Studios. Usually at this point, Steph would make a comment and I could comment on that, but it doesn't look like he's come in to comment yet. So I assume he's going to come in eventually. But yeah, the Kickstarter's been going pretty well. You know, going to be over in about, I think, 3 or 4 days. But you know, you can get the variant covers, offer all kinds of extra things, stretch goals, you know, the usual stuff. But the artwork is really strong. Some goth Instagram models are on there who did covers, and they came out really well. Cosplay, I mentioned Karen Nicole, December Lace, love them. Countess Camilla Noir, who's a friend of mine, another friend of mine, hauntingly familiar, and then Baby Bat, who's a awesome goth Instagram model. Christy von Kashik, who actually is from Austria. She does incredible pictures, and Cora Fitmetal, who's from France, and she does incredibly cool pictures. And with those 3, it's more like they're a goth. They live a goth lifestyle as opposed to cosplay. So these are the clothes that they prefer to be in, as opposed to the clothes that they put on occasion. He says he'll be back in a sec. Welcome to Al's blowy uppy stuff and more. That's nice, Russ. Are you okay?
Sorry, I had to come up with something to. Hey, you know, instead of Russ Explode Studios, it was Owls Blowy Uppy Stuff and More, New Jersey. You know,
Yeah.
so
Okay, that's cool.
hopefully this my hopefully my internet just like decides to be good now that I reset the router and the digital or the Wi-Fi modem. We've been having issues for like the last 2 weeks. I've reset it and then nothing seems to fix it. So
Yeah,
technology at its
it's
finest. You know how it
yeah,
goes.
it's great when it works.
So how have you been, man? It's been a while since you've been on the show. It's been probably like 6 months. I think the last time you were on the show was when you did Bunny Goes to Space. So we kind of lost contact there for a
Yeah,
little while. I had a crazy year
I
last
did.
year with getting fine
Yeah,
injections and stuff. So I really slowed
yeah,
down with the shows. But how have you
yeah.
been, man?
Busy, just doing stuff, writing, creating, hanging out. I haven't done. I did a few
Creating.
shows since I last saw you, but I haven't set any shows this year, so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. You know?
So since I missed a rundown of Vampires in New Jersey #8, I heard you saying we've got December Lace. We've got, who was the other cosplayers that you have in there?
Well, I actually had a picture that Kara did the first one 2 years ago.
All right,
I
put that on
found
the
a
phone.
picture that I didn't use for that with her. This is really cool. Anything Kara does is great. December Lace, Cora Fit Metal, who's an Instagram model from France. Baby Bat. I actually don't know where Baby Bat's from, but she's a goth model, Instagram too. And two friends of mine, Countess Camilla Noir and Hauntingly Familiar, and they're actually local Jersey ladies, Jersey girls, we usually say. Um, all of that, plus CB Zane and Wendy, and the usual suspects of brilliant artists, Steph and Kerry. So yeah, it turned out really well.
Usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna switch to my phone. This is acting up. Hopefully I don't get what's going on. I will be back in like 2 seconds. I sincerely apologize.
No, it's
It's
no
been
problem.
forever since we've had issues, and I don't know what's going on.
It's
And
me,
it's driving
man.
me nuts because I know it's me that's freezing up.
Ghost in the
All
machine.
right.
Alone again, naturally. So what else? Oh, yeah. So this should be a big year for my shared universe. Bunny Goes to Space was very popular last year. So I'm working on Bunny Goes to Space #1, the first issue, with interiors by Bob Heron, another great artist I work with. And it should be fantastic. People are really excited about it. The artists who want to do covers, it's a great number of brilliant artists who want to do covers. So that's coming. Towards the end of the year, I usually do something horror related. I already did vampires, so Werewolves of Brooklyn #2 and probably #3 will be out. So I can do a graphic novel of Werewolves of Brooklyn. And we'll probably have a werewolf beach party, which will be something different. The artist seemed excited about it for end of summer going into fall. And I'll probably write Witches of Westchester 2 and 3 over the summer, but I don't know if I'm going to release that this year because Kickstarters are pretty tough to do and then turn around, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. So 3 might be my limit for the year, but 3 or 4 comics a year for an indie person is not bad. I'm pretty happy with that output. Looking forward to trying to connect with stores again. I'm actually teaching a course in college now, which is fun. And that takes up a lot of time. So probably towards summer, I'll start going back to the stores where all the cool stuff's at. I met Kevin Smith last year at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash up in northern New Jersey. And that was super cool meeting Kevin. And my books are sold out there 6 times, according to Mike Zapchik. I didn't even know. I knew it was a number of times. I didn't know how many times. Hey, Russ, you're back. What's up?
I'm back. I'm on a different device, as you can tell. Everything's all screwed up on here, but it is what it is.
Okay.
So, R. Jones says, are there any convention plans?
Yeah, I had big plans for conventions in 2020 and 2021, and I did the Baltimore Comic Con last year, where Wendy and CB in December and April everybody was at, and Steph and Kerry, and it was more to see them than it was anything. So it was a lot of fun. This year, I usually do the New Jersey Horror Con, but I'm not sure what other conventions I'll do. I wanted to do some conventions out of my area, like in Florida, or maybe further west. Just to see other parts of the country. So maybe I'll plan on doing that. But I know you got to get in because now that COVID's starting to get gone, things are going to explode. People are going to want to get out and do things. So I know all the tables are going to be locked up. I tried to get in the New Jersey Nerd Fest I told my wife, I said, look, I was a nerd in 1975. I go to New Jersey Nerd Fest and they tell me they can't give me a table. I mean, how nerdy am I? You know? So, but the tables are going quick because everybody's excited to get back to normal, you know? So it's, if I don't lock down something now for, you know, the rest of the year, I think I'm going to miss everything because it's seems like it's going to be a booming year for conventions, which is good. People need to get back out there, you know? Creators need to meet people and people want to see the creators. So
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the conventions have been booming. I know Kansas City and C2E2 they said was pretty big. I know a lot of the issue is not with the creators; it's more over with the fans and stuff. They said the fan turnout hasn't been the greatest, but you know it's about that time. I think this is going to be our year now that the Omicron variant fizzling out, more people out and about. It kind of sucks because people are still hurting; they don't have jobs. It's hard for them to be able to afford to do stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. I know, but
it's
not
sorry.
Easy. It's all right.
I'm getting my phone set up. I haven't used my phone in like I don't even know 8 months. I have it upside down. It's the wrong way. My headphones won't connect. But now we're good. We're golden for now. As long as everything stays working functionality. Like again, I apologize. It's so embarrassing to get on here and StreamYard's like, your iPad shall work today on Poopy Pants. And I'm like, son of a bitch. You know, Al's sitting here like, what do I say? What do these people want to hear? Man?
No, unfortunately,
this is my show now.
Yeah, according to my wife, I could talk forever, so I can definitely fill space. But I like talking to you. That's why I come on here. So.
Yeah, no. You know, it's been a hell of a year. You know, 2020 happened, and then 2021 happened. We thought things were going to get better, and then we had a few up downs. But you know, it's great because as indie creators, we're still kicking ass. We're still out there. We're bringing new stuff. You brought Bunny Goes to Space last year, and you did the art book to garner, you know, how many people are going to like this idea. It did well, so I'm really excited to see Bunny Goes to Space become a comic book. You got and then you get the werewolves book, and you got Witches of Westchester.
Yeah.
Or as I kept trying to say, it was Witches of Winchester, because I was thinking we were watching Supernatural, and I would always catch myself. I'm like, damn it, it's not Witches of Winchester. It's Witches of Westchester.
They come after me if I said that. I know. Those guys are serious. No joke.
Oh, they don't play around. You know, Sam and
Dean
will be at your door.
Yeah, I'm not effing with the Winchester. They're bad guys. I started watching Supernatural during COVID, so I had never watched it before. So, I have a son named Dean. So I was totally into it. You know.
Oh, that's awesome. So did you finish it?
No, I got up to, I think I'm up to the 10th season, but it's, you know what it is? It's my go-to show when I go through everything else. I know I can go right back to Supernatural because they got so many seasons.
Yeah. You know? And the best part is it's done. So it's not like you have to wait, you know, a year for the next season to come out and you totally forget what happened the last 10 seasons. That was us, you know, like I was talking about on Saturday. Season 15, there was like a long pause until season 15 came out. And then they had the pause halfway through because of COVID. They stopped filming. And so we get halfway through it, and I'm like sitting here going, I have no idea what the hell's going on right now. I really don't. And so it ended, and I was just like, I finally just coughed it up, and I told my wife, I was like, I have no clue what's going on right now. And she's like, me neither. Do you want to start it over? I'm like, let's do it. And so we started watching it, and it was so crazy going back to season 1 when they were so young.
Yeah,
and it was
young
just
looking.
Like, oh my God, it's insane.
Well, they're doing the prequel series now.
Oh, they really?
Yeah, they got the CW to back it. They already did the pilot, and there was some controversy because only one of the guys was involved. The guy that's I guess Jensen, is it Ackles last name?
Jensen Ackles, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one doing it, and he did involve Jared, and they were kind of like, you know, a Twitter war. You know, like, oh, these guys hate each other, but they don't really, of course, because they were together so long. So they started talking, and now, you know, he's kind of involved too. So, but it's done. It's them when they were kids. It's a prequel. So
Oh man,
we'll see what what happens.
did you hear that?
It should be good.
So there's
It's the
gonna be a
same.
superhero prequel. Jensen Ackles is doing it,
Yeah, yeah.
and they already
It's
did the
done.
pilot for it.
Yeah, I've been reading updates on it, and CW's all excited, and they're excited, and the guys are involved. It's the guys who were in it, and then the crews that worked on it. So it should have a quality to it. So,
Well, and that's just great because this is how I want to away from this. We talked about this and how successful it was. They went back and they did the pilot for the prequel, but that's kind of like your story with the whole thing. You were this musician for a while, and then you wrote movies, and you had the script that you wrote, and everybody loved it. And then you met the right people, and they're like, "Hey, you do a comic book." And you're like, "I have no clue what I'm doing, but sure, whatever. We'll throw it at the wall and see what sticks." And then here we are. You've got Werewolves of Brooklyn, you got Witches of Westchester, not Winchester, people, Westchester. And you've got, Bunny Goes to Space, and then now you're on Vampires in New Jersey #8. And it was all because you never stopped. You never stopped rolling. And that's what I love about you, and we're one and the same with that because you never give up. You keep working, you keep taking what you love and you mold it, you bring it to multiple people until somebody bites. I mean, it's like the story that you told before on the show where you were like, "Hey, the band kicked you out. They said you sucked. You were the reason why they weren't any good." And
that's my first band.
Yeah, and then you have one guy walk up to you and say, "You're not the one that sucks. It's the band that sucks. Come with me." And you took a leap of faith, and all this stuff has happened since then. You've had multiple records you've dropped. You've made movies. You've wrote scripts, and now you got these awesome comic books. And something I never asked you before, and I think this would be a great question for tonight is, 30 years ago, would you imagine you'd be sitting here now with all of these comic books under your belt?
No way. I never thought I'd be doing comic books or films. The technology today is so different, than it was when I was growing up, that you can teach yourself almost anything on the internet, good or bad. So film,
Absolutely.
I took an interest, and I taught myself editing, and then I did have some friends who worked in film, but a lot of it I've learned myself over time. I can write, shoot, edit, score, and give you a film, but I'm self-taught. I never went to school. And then the comic book stuff, I researched what to do, in general. My writing got better from my PhD work because, I would write so much and then they'd say it sucks. And then you write more and you keep writing and writing and writing. So it sharpened my writing skills, and that helped me do Vampires in New Jersey. So it all leads to something else. And I did meet some filmmakers at the New Jersey Horror Con last year that I'm trying to hash out a deal with so I can pivot back to film with Vampires in New Jersey. So hopefully
that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking of shooting a really high quality, not pilot, but a high quality trailer, so I can shop that and put it into festivals. So, and I wrote something that's really, really fun to watch, and they liked it. So hopefully I can, cut a deal with them and do that.
That would be awesome. And that's kind of the thing. It's funny, you went from music to film to comic books with a script that you wanted to take to film, and you took it to books. But now you've garnered the attention, you've garnered the fans, you've garnered the hunger for this action flick that now you can shop around and say, "Hey, there's all these people, they love this. I wanted this to be a movie way back when, but now I have the following.
Yeah,
let's do a film." And that's going to get you exactly, and it's awesome. You went full circle. You said, "Well, hell, I can't make this in a film right now with I don't really have anybody interested in it." You didn't have the technology back then when you wrote the script for it like we do now, where you can take and go to Walmart and buy $1,000 worth of equipment and shoot a high quality film and edit it on your computer, free software. It's insane the stuff that we can do now.
Yeah, it's the technology has really allowed us to do a lot of things. And I know people use the internet mostly for insults and looking at body parts, but it can be used for a lot more. If you're interested in doing that, you can teach yourself a lot of stuff. So, but I've definitely leveraged as much as I could. I mean, I've written 150 songs and they're being licensed out for, you know, web commercials and TV commercials and all this other stuff. So, you know, it's fun being able to do that. Otherwise, you know, 30 years ago, I might have wrote a song and it just sat, you know, I have a bunch of music. What am I going to do with it? But now you get it out there on the internet and people stream it on Spotify and, you know, people license it. Actually, they're using a couple of my songs on TikTok, which is insane because I've never even been on TikTok. My kids are on there, but I see like a royalty of like 1 penny from TikTok because somebody slapped my song on one of their videos. So that part's fun, you know, to know that people are actually using and enjoying what you create. I think that's, you know, what everybody wants. That's what you want. That's what I want. If you make something, you make it not just for yourself, you make it for the enjoyment of the world, you know, so.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I just had, you know, I had a fellow that I met through, you know, some of my colleagues, some of my people in the comic community added me and was like, oh, you wrote a book, you know, and I got this book. And, you know, they didn't really know me. They offered up their book to put in the Comic Books for Kids charity auction. Right. So I sent them a copy of this. I sent them a digital copy of it. And I said, here's my book, read it and let me know what you think. Like that night after I sent it to him at 8 o'clock, he's like, hey man, I'm on page 74. Good stuff. I'm going to finish this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know what that meant to me? That meant to me more in the world than if I would have woke up tomorrow and I sold 1,000 copies on my website.
Yeah.
And the fact that I sent my book to somebody and within a few hours, they're already on page 74 and telling me they're going to finish it tomorrow. That tells me I'm interested in this book. It's really good. I like what I'm reading. I can't wait to see what happens. Yeah. That's what we want to hear. That's the best thing. That's why I can't wait to go to cons. You know, I can't wait to get book 2 out there and get more of a following, not because I won't, you know, everybody knows we don't make money from Kickstarter. This is just a great venue to garner more people, get more eyes on our project. We barely break even on it, but it's worth it because we get fans that read our stuff and we get comments on our Kickstarter. Hey, Al, I got Vampires in New Jersey #7. I can't wait for #8 to come out. Now #8's out. You got these people. Hey, Al, remember I told you I couldn't wait for #8? Well, I'm back, buddy. I was backer #1. Let's get the shit funded. Let's get it out there and wait for it. That's the stuff is that we live for. It's great. You know, I didn't make anything off of it. I sent them a free copy. That bothered me? No. What makes me happy, just like what everyone else, what we want out of this is we want to share our stories with the world. And our stories, taking somebody out of their bad shit and putting them into somebody else's shoes where they can go, man, my life's really not that bad. You know, I'm not a vampire in New Jersey, you know, where I got this hitman after me. He's going to kill my ass. You know, all I got to do is get up and with grumpy customers all day. I can survive this tomorrow.
Yeah, you give people hope, you know, but
exactly.
Unleashing creativity is what makes our country great, you know, as opposed to some other places where they stifle creativity and original thought. And that's always going to give us an edge, you know, on a lot of other places around the world. People don't even grasp that because you're here and you're swimming in all this different creativity stuff. But there are places where they don't let you do that, you know, and they wonder why we always get ahead. We always create something new. We always, you know, break the paradigm, whatever the paradigm.
Free thinkers.
Yeah.
Thinkers.
I mean, that's what forces humanity forward, is that free thinking. And when you bind that thinking, you don't create anything new and you stagnate. And there's countries, I'm not going to throw around names, but you know who I'm talking about, where everything stagnates because they hold everybody down and then they can't, you know, there's no new thought processes to make things better or more interesting or whatever you want to call it, you know? And that's what you're
saying is, so what you're saying is for all those people in America that go, damn it, another Kickstarter is launching today, they should be thankful because in another country, they're going, yay, another Kickstarter. And they're pledging.
I mean, we're kind of spoiled, or I think we're jaded to what you can do here. You know, we just go, it's another one of those. But people that come here from somewhere else, they see it. They're like, you can do, if you can really, really push yourself and you're lucky, you got a shot at something, you know. And I wish every American could travel outside the country and look back and then come back and, maybe a light bulb will go off and they'll say, yeah, maybe I can do what I always dreamed of doing, that all my friends and family told me I could never do. Maybe I can do it, That's good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the country's for. That's what we stand for.
That's right. For all you know, I could be Batman. I'm Batman.
That's right.
Or I'm Stuffpool.
Just our superheroes, man. Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Stuffpool.
Stuffpool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the most ridiculous thing. I drew that for almost a year, and everybody loved it, and everybody looked forward to it, and it's funny because I let it get, because I'm like, my art really sucks, it's really shitty, and but it's like I have fun with it. And I'm like, what, I don't care if people think the art sucks. I'm having fun. I'm gonna keep doing it. And people started like, I wouldn't be there. They'd be like, hey man, did you not do Stuffpool tonight? And it's like, oh no, I got busy. And they're like, oh, well, just so you know, we missed it. And so, who knew, like, something so dumb and just this huge joke that now, Stuffpool Circle of Destruction is a card game. I'm almost probably 80% through it, and I'm going to be printing that and sending that out here in the next month to
That's cool.
These people that bought Stuffpool Circle of Destruction.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's even become an alter ego on my show. I even made this super high quality $4 Walmart shirt mask. I mean, it's totally badass. This is really like a size 14 kids t-shirt from and it's so terrible. It's so incredibly terrible. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Stuffpool.
Cool,
so
man.
that's the great thing about this country. I mean, you can go on TikTok, you can post whatever videos you want, and it's insane. It's great because I mean, it's just insane sitting here talking to you about this, because you recorded these songs years and years and years ago, and
last album I put out was, I think, 2018, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you started putting music out.
Oh yeah, I've been recording since '96. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, iTunes came about, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll put my songs on there and see what happens. Yeah. Money comes here and there, and then the next thing here we are. We're in 2022, getting money from TikTok. How is this possible? Yeah. It's just because you put your music out there. Now you got YouTube sending you royalties. You got Spotify. You've got TikTok. You got Pandora. Facebook, you've got iTunes. You've got Facebook even. I mean, you have all these platforms, weird. And it's like, when I was in high school, I never dreamed of this stuff. This is insane. The times we live in.
Yeah,
I still want to know where our jetpacks are, though, and our hoverboards.
They're coming.
Oh my gosh, this is a scary thought. I mean, I can just see my wife on a hoverboard.
Yeah, that'll be. I'll be excited when that happens. I love Back to the Future, so.
I do too, man, and that's all I can think of is like the sneakers and the hoverboards, and then here we go visit Marseille Phillips down in Florida, and Marseille's like, oh hey, they got these powered jetpacks in Florida. I was like, what? She started sending me these pictures, and she's like, I've got it. She's like, all you should wear is like a tuxedo shirt and a thong, and you should go up in this. And she's like, I'll just wear the most insane thing possible. And I'm like, Marseille, you're the worst. She cracks me up. We're always doing some crazy shit with like her and stuff, for stuff, and and it's great seeing her cosplay covers as well. But oh god. Teslas. I mean, battery-powered cars. Where are we at now?
Yeah, there's chargers. There's a lot of
driving down the road.
What was that?
I said we got a lot of bombs driving on the road. But you guys got charging stations that came up around New Jersey, you said?
Yeah, they're starting to put charging stations for Teslas in the like the mini marts and the convenience stores. So they're not going anywhere. They'll once that happens, it's going to be like a normal, like a normal thing. You pull in, you charge your car, or whatever. So.
And for the time being, people gotten that you can now 3D print an attachment that goes into your gas tank that will actually connect to an electric charging station. Why, you might ask? Well,
Wow.
because now you can park in smart charging stations with,
Right.
with a gas car. I seen that online and I almost lost it. I'm like, really, people? We're getting desperate enough in areas for spots that we have to steal the e-car parking spots that we have to 3D print an attachment that fits in the gas tank. It just, I was cracking up.
Yeah, that's
You got this big jacked up like D-rig that's like, 15 feet off the ground with monster truck tires, and it's hooked up to an electric charging. Same.
That's crazy.
So how many more issues do you have for Vampires in New Jersey as far as this story arc goes? Where are we at with that?
I wrote 9 issues, and I was going to end it at 10. So it's pretty close to ending that volume. But I have another idea. I have an idea for a one shot. It's different, and I have another idea for what to do afterward. So it's it's up to the demand. If people want more, I can do more. But that actual storyline, it's coming to like an end game culmination where all my characters cross over for this big final brouhaha. So it's been a while. I've been working on it for like 7 years. So that's why I created Bunny, and which is a Westchester, and these other things. Because I wanted to do a nice solid block with one artist for interiors, Connor Cole, and have a nice solid story where you could pick it up as a book or a graphic novel, and go through the whole thing and go, wow, that was really incredible. It's very consistent as far as artwork and story, strong characters, and just an interesting read all the way through. And I think we're just about there.
And it's really exciting, and it's bittersweet at the same time, because something that you've been so fond of for so long is coming to an end. But then at the same time, it's exciting because everybody's getting ready to read the culmination of where all this has been going the whole time, and finally get to see what happens. And it's exciting to get to hear what people think. Because when you get to the end, that's when you're going to get the most brutal criticism and honest opinions, because people are like, oh man, I love the series, and then you get to the end and they're like, what the hell did you do? People. So it's scary at the same time. It's like, oh my god, what are people going to think of this ending? But it's like, at the same time, something you mentioned earlier in the show is we create for us, because this is the kind of things that we enjoy. These are the stories that we enjoy. Xenon Anti-Titan is like the embodiment of my life and all the crazy stuff that's happened, the adversities that I face as a father. And that's what makes this so realistic. And it helps me get it's a reflection of me. It's a reflection of my mental health, and trying to make it better by pouring out all this fear, this angst, this anxiety, this hatred, this everything into this book. And it makes it so much more relatable. And then to see other people read that story and get excited about it, and so you've gone this long journey. You get to the end, and it's like, how are people going to receive this? At the end of the day, though, you still love it because it's your baby.
Yeah, well, with comics and movies and stuff, nothing ever really ends. So, but it'll be, an end of that part of the story. So, but it's been a long time coming. But that was my plan. I wanted to make that nice solid chunk of work. Like they do in Marvel and DC and Image, where they do, a story arc, and I always prefer them to keep the same artist through the whole arc, so I don't get thrown off, because different artwork changes the story. So I wanted to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Each one of my books, I want at least the first 10 issues to have, that story arc and that artist. So to be consistent. And the graphic novels have been doing really well when I do events. And that's a good way for people to get into the story pretty deeply. It's not a book like what you do. That's real writing.
Oh no, what you do is real writing too. Trust me. You know, so I mean, you know, not poking fun. It really is hard. As an author, you know, I can sit there and I can roll. I can write for hours and hours and hours, and
Amazing.
I could look at the clock and go, "Oh my God, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I got to be at 4 o'clock. What have I done?"
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and so
Oh, that
you
time just
get
went.
going, and
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did that time go? And it's like, man, I wrote 87 pages in 6x9. Holy crap! But
Now, see, if I
to
was a
sit and
Hollywood
go to,
producer, I would hire you and just put you in a room somewhere with a thing to write and say go, and see what you come up with. But you know, I haven't reached those levels yet. You know, I'd say, Russ,
yeah,
we need a streaming miniseries on Netflix. What you got? Get in there and just let it go.
I can
know?
just see it now. You've got a TV for a window, and it constantly, like, the sun moves at half speed, so I still think it's
Yeah.
daylight outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
this day's kind of dragging by. I look down, I'm on page 270.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. Just
is it
I
really
would just
still
let it go.
daytime?
Yep.
Hey, Russ, you're not allowed to take your phone in there, just for unknown reasons. We can't allow it to be in there. We don't want anybody to steal this. It's confidentiality breach. Do not take your phone in there. You're not allowed to watch either. It could interfere with the metal-lined walls that we have in here, so nobody can steal any of this great writing that we've got coming out. So, what day of the week is it? I walk outside,
Yeah.
it's like a Saturday, and I went in
Where
on a
am I?
Monday. That you guys, I mean, no, I'll be like, no wonder I ate lunch like 15 times. They just kept bringing me food. I just kept forgetting about it because I was writing. What's going on, Danny D? How you doing, buddy?
You doing, man? Cool.
But yeah, so you know, with Luna Tales, I got my first taste of writing a comic book script because I wrote the story and I sent it to Wendy, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing with this. I have no clue. I'm like,
Well, you're in good hands. They know what they're doing, so it's going to come out great. It's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome project, no doubt. Did I lose you again, Russ? You look surprised. Can't find the Facebook stream. Yeah, I think you have to click on it to get to see it. Danny, Russ, you still there?
We can't find the Facebook stream. It's all good, buddy. Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm here, so I may be behind you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I blacked out for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I put it on my Vampires in New Jersey page. But you do have to click on it to watch it.
Yeah, I did reset the modem. I think a problem. Update.
Yeah.
Here I am. You know,
Danny's watched this show before.
Staying it. All right. All right. Stop it. Stop it. Phone.
You want to boot out again?
Your iPad just gave. Your iPad just quit out too. What the hell is going on with their internet? We're gonna have to call up Rectum. Yeah, I'll call Rectum because they're shitty. But it's not Spectrum, it's Rectum. Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back. Stand by. I'm gonna go back to the iPad. Hopefully, we have better luck now that it's updated.
All right, that's cool.
All right, let's try this.
What's up, Danny? You've seen this this film before, I guess, huh? Roosevelt, if you're still there, what conventions would be a good convention to do? A cold convention. Yeah, if I was thinking of doing something outside of the Jersey, New York, Philadelphia area, I guess. Battery saver. Uh-oh, consider plugging in device. Ooh. It is plugged in. Is it? No, it's not. Hold on. That's not it. That's not it. Hey, Russ. Russ, hold on.
Okay.
My battery's about to die on this computer. I've got to run and get my comedy of errors. I'm gonna run and get my plug. I'll be right back.
You're good, buddy. Welcome to Technological Difficulties 101. If we can fuck it up, we will. Technology at its finest. Now, hopefully, my earbuds connect. It's not connected. So, Danny, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, since we're on kind of an intermission here for a quick second. Have you seen any of the stuff for Cat and Piggy Girl yet? We're gonna be launching that here probably in April. So I'm super excited about this. I got a cover coming from CB Zane, and we got a couple other ones in the works that are going to be coming out. So I'm really excited about that.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, man.
Oh, that's all good.
Just popped up. It's like, oh, your battery's dying, by the way.
Yeah, I know,
like,
right?
Really? Thanks. Well, at least it warned me. My other computer would have went dead. It just went.
All right, well, I'm still here. I'm just trying to connect my headphones back because I left them out and now it's not recognizing them.
All right.
So we're still alive. But anyway, what I was saying is why are these not on? Oh, yeah, there they are right there.
Yeah, it is pretty close to.
Come
wow.
on, you can
my
do
laptop was going to go, man.
Yes, I know connection was not successful. Thank you for your wise words.
Yeah.
Not
Wendy came over to see Roosevelt is making a statement. I think Wendy was over to see Steph and Kerry. And then I think she went to Polito's con. The Lady Death. I forget what the name of the con was, but I think that was this weekend. Looked like a lot of fun. Looked like a really good time.
Yeah, Swornfest.
Yeah. It looked like actually, who was there? Looks like Karen and Albert went there too.
All right, they're not gonna. Whatever, we'll do it like this. So anyway, yeah, Swornfest. It looked like a good time. I seen Shawnee with Bill behind her. She's like, "Is somebody peeking over my shoulder?" And there was a lot of good pics from that. He was checking out the drinking room and all that good stuff. So Swornfest looked like a blast.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. Yeah, I will say with the Baltimore Comic-Con, it was my first time, so it was a little rough. But just got in from Miami Con. I was thinking of doing something in Florida maybe, just to get out of winter, get to a warmer state for a while. Although New Jersey's like, it's been 60 degrees once or twice a week for the last 3 weeks, which is bizarre. I'm in South Jersey though. Huh?
Have you guys gotten a lot of snow?
No, North Jersey keeps getting the snow and it just misses us. It's like North and South Carolina. It's like the top of the state gets like 6 inches and we get like some rain and then the next day it's sunny again. So I've been lucky, but we'll see.
This is how our state has been. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's like 60, 70 degrees. Right. And then Tuesday, it dips down to like 30.
Right.
And Wednesday, it's like -10, and we get 5 or 6 inches of snow mixed with an inch of ice and an inch of sleet. And then Thursday and Friday, it's kind of like, it's going to be cold for a while. And then Saturday was 65.
Warms up again,
and it's been every freaking Wednesday for like the last 3 weeks. I'm like, what is this? Mother Nature's on a cycle. Like, hey, it's Wednesday. Fuck you guys. Yeah. It's going to be a hell of a hump day for you. Guess what, Russell? You got a 14-hour day. You're going to be on the road all day. You're screwed. Oh, my God. I thought I was going to die last week. Yeah. I was driving back in that ice and
you put that on Facebook. I was like, wow, that's like blizzard conditions. It was scary looking.
Oh yeah, well, and
the
best part,
it was all ice, right?
Yeah, it was all ice.
I hate ice.
All freaking freezing rain, sleet, and it was just ice. And so luckily, I had a plow truck in front of me, and I was like, we got ourselves a convoy.
Yeah,
So
follow
I'm
in.
just like doing 10-mile-an-hour following the plow truck, and like everybody's following me. Nobody dares has the balls to get in the other lane that hasn't even been touched yet. They're like, we're just gonna follow this dude because he knows what he's doing. I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this the whole time driving because the truck's going 80 different directions. That's a stressful day, man. I got home and I just like hit the couch and I was done. I passed out.
Right.
So, but anyway, what I was saying was, so Luna Tales gave me a little bit of a dip of my toe in comic book scripting because Wendy scripted it, sent it back to me, and she's like, "This is how you would have scripted the story that you wrote." And I'm like, "All right." So, I'm not going to say, my scripting of Cat, and Piggy Girl issue #1, which will be dropping in April to help, sick kids in hospitals and cancer centers everywhere, is going to be the greatest scripted book because Ronnie's had to call me a few times and be like, well, what exactly did you mean by this? And I'm like, dude, look, I'm cool to work with. How do you envision it? Draw it like that.
Right.
Like giving him the freedom to do what he wants. He's having fun with it. He's went as far as, getting Roderick and Adriana's rooms, the way they're set up and what furniture they have in the rooms and stuff. So the kids are going to be super excited when they see it. And Danny said, this is why I'll never move out of Florida. No. No.
Yeah, that's why you go to Florida, man, to get away from it. I don't blame you.
And then you leave during hurricane season and go to
the that's the thing. Yeah, you got that. But,
every place has its trade-off.
Everybody's got something, yeah. Can't escape.
Here you may have to use a kerosene heater and cook on one of those camp stoves in your house because so much ice builds up on your power cables. You don't. They just fall. And where Danny lives, you may not have power because it blows away. Okay. So everywhere, and we got tornadoes too. Thank God we didn't get destroyed by the one that came through here last year. It came through across the highway from us and crossed over up the road from on our side. And I woke up in the morning. I went to work, and I'm like, "What happened here? Like this church, the whole roof is missing." And like the Walgreens next to it's just covered in like 800,000 pounds of insulation from the church. Right. And like this billboard that was built like a bridge, like, I mean, just steel work like you wouldn't believe. That was humongous. It's been there as long as I can remember, was on the ground. And I was like, huh. So I got to work and I was like, oh, a tornado came through last night? Like I could sleep through an earthquake. Like the whole house would fall on me and I still wouldn't wake up. And my wife will be over there going, Russell, sirens are going on.
What's happening? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What? Yeah.
The man who now never woke up. That's the next coming story. It's going to be on Netflix. Everybody, Netflix is going to buy it out from me. The never waking man. An earthquake, a tsunami, and a hurricane comes through. He doesn't wake. He wakes to find himself adrift at sea. How will he get home? Where is he? It's just got a man sleeping on a mattress.
You're cracking me out, man.
It's like Castaway, but there's no Wilson.
There you go. That's what you need, right?
Yeah. So I what is going to be the next book that you're going to come out with? Are we going to go back to Werewolves of Brooklyn? Are we going to Witches of Westchester? Or go to
Werewolves actually
the Bunny and Bunny Goes to Space?
Werewolves is done, but I'm going to hold it until the end of the year because people are clamoring for Bunny. It's been a year, and I said I would do the first issue within a year. So that's being drawn now, and when that's done, it'll probably be May, and we'll put Bunny #1 out because people seem to want to read it, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they want to read it.
Well, my comics actually do have stories, so
there's more than just circle templates, folks.
The art book was just pictures, so that was for the masses, but Bunny #1 will be like a Barbarella style space opera, with some jokes and some sexy stuff. But, my stories are pretty straight ahead. They're like 80s action movies, a couple of curse words and, some violence and, occasionally some boobs pop out and, just like the 80s. So.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll never forget that living as a kid in the 80s, you'd be watching movies with your parents and then all of a sudden you have this.
Yeah.
You're like, What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't even know why Hollywood used to do that, but for no apparent reason, for some reason, I guess for us kids, boobs would just be in a scene real quick,
Yeah,
and it's like,
it just
was that book? And this was, when I went, it was before, VCRs and everything. So it wasn't like I could rewind it and see, but it was always like, were those boobs that just ran through that movie, or what the heck happened? But yeah, it was always this, somebody going
yeah.
down on your eyes.
Or it'd be, or they'd be like, turn around, and it'd be
Right.
like a hardcore 80s sex scene
Yeah.
where you had
It's like, I got my eyes covered.
yeah, I suppose. Like you hear the heavy breathing and the moaning, and you're like, man, somebody's getting like stuck in a barbed wire fence or something. When you're a kid, you had no idea what's going on. And the best part is too, this is what cracks me up. So like all the Disney movies I watched growing up, now as I watch them as a parent, all of the jokes and stuff that they snuck in there that just went right over our head.
Yeah.
Way back then, they were there, folks. Believe it or not, go and watch some Disney films.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun childhood. But yeah, my stuff's pretty much like that. It's a good my uncle had Lethal Weapon. Yeah, that's a classic example. Some explosions, some ridiculous things happening, and then a little bit of slap and tickle, and then all mixed together, and it's some jokes. They always had some jokes, good or bad. They always had some jokes, so it's a good time. I try and just be as entertaining as possible within the limitations of what I'm doing.
So I gotta ask though. So in Bunny Goes to Space, are we gonna come out of this with a cheesy one-liner that we can relish forever?
There's probably one in there. I probably write so many that actually there's one in an opening scene. So yeah.
That's the best part about 80s movies is like going back and
I kind of stole a scene from Moonraker. At the end of Moonraker, Roger Moore is floating in space with some chick on a bed. So I kind of stole that for the beginning of Bunny. And there's some jokes involved. So, it's a fun ride, But my year's kind of set. I kind of told all my artists what I wanted to do, and hopefully, we can pull it off. 3 or 4 comics a year is, for an indie person, is a good number of comics. So, if I can do that, I'll be happy. I already have, I got 2 in the bag now, so I got 2 more I got to do. So we'll see. But so far, I funded again, so that's a key. And I'll hit the stores pretty soon, and I'll figure out some cons. And next thing you know, it'll be the fall. But hopefully, as we go through this year, things just get better for everybody.
I'm grabbing that link real quick and throw it in the chat. Give me just
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So everything's crashed and I've switched devices 5 times. I had it pulled up.
Well, you're doing good, man. You're consistently fighting your way back to getting on your show here.
That's hey, man. I'll do it as many times as I need be. I am I'm well versed in this because when I first started out, I struggled a lot.
Well, when something happened, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then you're just like thinking, but now you're like, yeah, I got to do this. I try that. I got that one. I mean,
I'm a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, we do get better at this type of thing. I'm the same way.
Everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube, and everybody on Twitch. There's the link for this. There's 3 days left to go at 174 backers. Let's hit that 200 backer mark. If you can't afford to back this, throw $1 at it. Everyone that follows you will see it. Share it. Share it costs nothing. But make sure you do an original post. Say what you like about it, what's cool about it, because you know what your friends are into. Tell them why they would be into this. So there's that link. Share it out everywhere.
Yeah, man. Vampires versus the Mob. This issue actually, I try and mess with different genre every issue, and we fight zombies in this issue.
So like Night of the Living Dead, or
well, I always try and do a different twist on them, like my own version, because even my vampires aren't. I know people know like the traditional rules about everything. The vampires are scared of holy water. They're supposed to be scared of crosses. They can't be seen in mirrors. So I don't use any of that because you already know that. So my zombies are kind of like, chop them into pieces. All the pieces do different things. I mean, you can't really, every part of them seems to do something. So it's, it's like a squirmy zombie. So you chop this off and it kind of, you don't know what that's coming after you all by itself,
Yeah,
So
like the hand, you got the hand crawling across the screen.
Yeah,
And it's not
it's a lot of that.
It's a zombie arm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so much possibilities you could do with that. I mean,
yeah, that's what I was trying to have some fun with it. So it's kind of crazy,
Oh
but
my
it's
gosh.
it's a fun book.
That sounds great. I can't wait to check it out. But you got 3 days left to go, 174 backers. That's amazing. I'm excited to see what happens next, what you have coming out. Super excited for Bunny Goes to Space. I know we had issues with that last year, but hopefully this year
Yeah, you saved me, man. Thank you.
Huh?
You brought it to there, Russ. You got the attention of a corporation, which is impossible, and you made them fix an error in my Kickstarter, and I am forever grateful to you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. It is not a big deal. I am loud, and you know how they say the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but I'm like the squeaky
you gotta squeak sometimes.
Carousel ride. I mean, I'm big, I come in hot, and I just don't stop coming. I mean, I drive for a living, so I get bored. I take scam calls, and I keep them busy for like an hour. Just like, I'll be like, hello, and they'll be like, yeah, I've been looking for this person. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's me, boy. What you want? Yeah. And then they'll be like, well, I need you to look up this website and verify your information on here.
Oh, Ross.
And so I'm driving on the road for an hour, and I was like, this dude has no idea. And so he'd be like, please, sir, can you tell me what it says on the screen right now? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, hold on. It's still loading. It says, beware of this scamming piece of shit. And this one guy, my wife was on the other line. Like, it's so comical. My wife loves listening in. I'll third party her in, and then she mutes her phone so she can listen. And she's like, what? I was actually in the driveway, and she was in front of the house, and she's like waving at me. She's like, cut it off. It's been an hour. Cut it off. Because I was on my way.
It's been an hour.
And she didn't want to leave the car because it would disconnect from the car, and she was just having too much fun. Because I was like, hey, Velma, you tell that boy to stop looking at them illegal websites. He's got all kinds of porn browsers open on here. And the guy on the other end was laughing. He was trying to contain it so hard. And then at the end, I was like, you scamming piece of shit. And like, usually they hang up on you. Oh no, this dude was pissed because it was like an hour and 5 minutes in. And he's like, fuck you. And I was like, oh, he's like, and I was like, go ahead, man. Everyone like the neighborhood bicycle. And he was like, were you born this way? I was like, fuck yeah, I was born this way. I was born awesome, buddy. USA. Woo, woo. He's like, you're a piece of shit. And I was like, you're a scamming piece of shit. I'm like, I scammed you, so I'm even better than you. So you're obviously not very good. You might want to find a different job. And so I love it because for that hour, no elderly people, no naive people were taken advantage of. I live for it. I see a scam number calling. I'm like, hello, thank you for calling Hengwo Chinese restaurant. How can I take an order?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Scam call.
Oh my God, I get so many. And when COVID happened, it got better. Like, it just quit. Like, I didn't get a scam call for like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, that felt good.
Yeah, and then it was like for a while, I didn't get any. And now they're back in full force times 2. It's like, what the hell? Like at 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, dude, listen, I know it's 9 o'clock in the morning there, but I'm not in the mood.
It's not here.
Right now. I will find you. I will get Liam Neeson, and he will find you, and he will kill you. You call this phone in.
Oh, you're the man, Russ.
But like I said, I'm super excited for this project. Everyone, please share this out. 3 days left to go. Please check it out. We're on issue 8. We're getting ready to wrap this up soon. This is going to be going on the final issues. Next up is Bunny Goes to Space. Please continue to support our indie creators. Please continue to share this stuff out. And like I said, back it for $1. I have like 800 people that follow me. If I back a project for $1, they get an email. Cat hair. They get an email letting them know that I just backed this project. And so this is a project that they may not have seen it if you wouldn't have backed it. So please remember that. Backing for $1, no creator is going to get mad. They're going to thank you for sharing this project with all of your followers. Al, it was so great to have you on again. Thanks a
Anytime,
lot
Russ.
for being here, for chatting.
Yeah, and let me
Oh,
send you something
I
for
am
your
hilarious
charity,
with my
man.
voiceovers. Thank you.
Let me send
I
you.
love doing voices.
Let me send you a graphic novel for your charity, man.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate that, man. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, guys, we've got a few things before we go tonight. This is up for grabs. Grimm Fairy Tales Volume 2 art book. This bad boy is a hardcover book full of beautiful pages of the cover collections of the Xenoscope books. We'll show off another page. We try to show one off every night. So we've got this page, and then you've got the silhouette right here. If I can get there we go. So you got this page here, and then on the opposite page, if I can figure out which way this goes, you've got the silhouette of it that's got little sayings on it. This can be yours for $50 shipped. All proceeds go to help the kids and cancer centers and hospitals nationwide to find hope. And you could be the reason a parent sees a child smile for the last time. That means a lot. $25 for one box. And to know that 125 comic books, that's 125 children's lives you just made brighter. Through your donation of $50 will be 250 kids' lives made brighter, because $50 is 2 boxes. So please bid on this stuff. It's all on my page. You can go to my personal page, or you can go to ComicBooks, Russ Explode Studios charity auctions for CB4K. The link is in the description above. It's one of the sponsors of the show. Please go check that out. Share that link out with all that stuff that's up for bids. We sold the Lily the Demoness lunchbox that was limited to 25. That sold. And this piece here with the Thomas Fleming, this is getting ready to go in the mail. This piece sold as well. So we still have the Lady Death piece that's framed, and it is a glass frame. This isn't a cheap frame. This is glass. So, please check that out. Please share it. Let's raise some money for the kids. Al, thank you very much for offering that up. I truly appreciate that. So everyone, thanks so much for being here. This is Russ Explode Studios with projects that will blow your mind. You guys have a great night and a great rest of the week, and we'll see you again on Tuesday.